Zillow, the most visited real estate website and app in the United States, is your trusted home for getting home, according to their official website. Zillow boasts having more than 3 times the amount of daily active users than their nearest competitors, Realtor.com and Redfin, 3.5 million as of January 2024. Zillow also claims to have more than 130 million U.S. homes in their database as of 2023. With an estimated 145 million total homes in the U.S., this is quite an impressive feat for Zillow. In 2023, over 400,000 real estate transactions took place through Zillow. Now, even though the figures I just shared make it seem like Zillow is absolutely crushing it, this is not entirely the case. Year-over-year revenue for the company has flattened out post-pandemic. They are still yet to turn a profit since 2012, and perhaps most significantly, Zillow attempted and failed miserably at launching a home flipping venture that left the company with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of losses and over 7,000 homes that they could not find buyers for. In this video, we will go in depth about how Zillow has become stagnant in recent years and how their home flipping venture failed so poorly, as well as what the future looks like for the real estate technology company. In 2004, Microsoft executive Rich Barton was becoming frustrated with the home buying process. His solution? Launch a modern real estate website. Barton had previously co-founded Expedia, the extremely successful travel website, so he believed he could be successful in the realm of real estate as well. Zillow was launched later that year in 2004. Fast forward to the next decade, and Zillow was the most visited real estate website in the United States, and even began listing Canadian properties on their website as well. Zillow makes home and apartment buying and renting extremely easy. Zillow allows real estate agents to list properties and facilitates transactions between the agents and customers to sell or rent the properties. Customers are able to make a free Zillow account and browse properties anywhere in the country with ease. Listings include all the information about the property, as well as tons of pictures to give the customer an idea of what the property looks like. Zillow uses their proprietary software called Zestimates that estimates home and apartment prices to estimate prices of properties that are both on and off the market. The software takes public info, listing information from other services, user-submitted data, and location and market trends to estimate property prices. The company stresses that Zestimates are not to be taken as fact, but more of an educated guess of sorts. Think of Zestimates as a ballpark estimate. It gives you a rough idea of what the property is worth, but it's not a set-in-stone figure. Despite this, Zillow still prides itself on their Zestimates software. Leading up to the pandemic, revenue for Zillow was on a respectable climb. The company first reported over $1 billion worth of revenue in 2017, and that number rose to $1.6 billion in 2020. Even though the company still wasn't turning a profit, the fact that they were steadily increasing revenue was extremely promising. Right before the pandemic, Zillow decided to get into the home flipping business. In 2019, Zillow Offers was officially launched in select regions across the United States. Zillow Offers allowed homeowners to sell their homes directly to Zillow at a closing date of their choosing without having to worry about various costs that typically come with selling a home, such as paint jobs and servicing HVAC units. Homeowners were able to enter their address into Zillow's website, answer some basic questions about their house, and receive a preliminary cash offer for their house within 48 hours. According to the official press release from 2019, homeowners could expect a fair market value offer on their home from Zillow. We know how difficult and stressful it can be to sell a home, so we are rebuilding the experience of buying and selling a home to make it a much simpler, smoother process, said Zillow brand president Jeremy Waxman. As time went on, Zillow Offers was expanded to more and more regions across the United States. However, a major problem began to appear. The problem was that Zillow was actually not that great at estimating the prices of homes. As 2020 came around and the pandemic began raging across the world, Zillow Offers began offering amazing deals to homeowners to sell their homes. One Reddit user posted that Zillow offers $75,000 over what 2 other real estate agents priced their home at, adding that this seems too good to be true. Another user simply wrote, "Zillow offers, unbelievable offer," saying that Zillow offered $482,000 for their home, while their realtor thought $450,000 would be an aggressive price. I am 100% confident Zillow will lose money on this home. The reason for Zillow offering crazy amounts of money for homes was due to the housing market during the pandemic being so hot due to the historically low interest rates. People were looking to buy homes during this time and lock in their mortgages with the low interest rates, so the market for houses was extremely competitive. Looking at this chart from 1963 up until 2022, showing the average price of US homes, you can see the spike that occurred shortly after the pandemic. As a result of the ultra-competitive market and high prices, Zillow Offers algorithm was built at the time to act accordingly and offer prices to homeowners that were way higher than the asking price in order to outbid others and successfully buy the homes. However, as time went on and the housing market eventually cooled off, Zillow Offers algorithm for some reason did not adjust accordingly. Zillow Offers continued to make cash offers on homes as if the market was still extremely hot and competitive, even though it wasn't. This led to Zillow buying houses for way more than what they were worth and then having to sell them for way less than what they paid for them. In 2021, Zillow announced that Zillow Offers would officially be shut down as a result of the staggering losses that it resulted in. In the third quarter of 2021 alone, Zillow Offers lost over $420 million, which is when the company decided to finally pull the plug. At the same time, the company announced they were laying off 25% of their workforce as a result of this home flipping failure. Rich Barton said the company was not in a position to accurately predict where home prices will be in 6 months within a narrow margin of error. Kind of an embarrassing statement from a company that is centered around zestimating home prices. Zillow was left with over 7,000 homes that it was not able to sell, and the company's goal was to sell them for a total of $2.8 billion to institutional investors. Now, this is a whole other problem because institutional investors definitely don't have the consumer's best interests in mind. For example, institutional investors that own homes typically rent them out at absurd prices to make a profit on the house instead of just selling the house, screwing over the people who want to just own a house. This will end up driving up home prices since the availability of homes to purchase becomes less due to the investors not selling. So in the end, while Zillow Offers' initial goal was to help the consumer and simplify the home buying and selling process, they actually ended up doing exactly the opposite. Now, one thing that I found kind of funny, despite the real-world ramifications that Zillow Offers' failure has caused, take a look at Zillow's stock performance over the past 5 years. Now, take a wild guess as to where the market reacted to the news that Zillow was shutting down Zillow Offers. Yep, right here. Zillow shares plunged just under 25% on this single day in 2021. And if we zoom back out, you can see that the company has still not fully recovered. This is mostly in part due to the rising interest rates that the United States has seen as we have emerged from the pandemic, which has directly caused the housing market to become extremely rough. Zillow, being a real estate company, has obviously been having a rough go as of recently. The company's stock sits at roughly $44 today, way down from its pandemic high of just under $200. I also personally believe that you could attribute a portion of Zillow's poor stock performance since 2021 to investors losing faith in the company due to Zillow Offers' massive failure. Rich Barton had previously stepped down from his CEO position prior to returning to the position in 2019, right before Zillow Offers was introduced. His goal was to guide Zillow Offers to success, and well, we all know how that turned out. However, he still remains CEO to this day. My guess is that if he were to step down from that position, investors would gain a little bit more faith in the company, as I'm sure many people lost faith in Barton after Zillow Offers' failure. As we have emerged from the pandemic, Zillow's financials have not been overly promising. 2022 and 2023 revenue was essentially the same, sitting at roughly $1.9 billion in both years, which is slightly down from peak pandemic revenue of $2.1 billion in 2021. Additionally, the company has still not turned a profit since 2012, losing $158 million in 2023. Looking into the future, Zillow today is focused on building what it calls a housing super app, which has the ultimate goal of simplifying a difficult transaction, that transaction being home buying. The goal of the app is to research, shop, select, finance, appraise, and close, Barton said in 2024. It's a labyrinth, and it's clear that consumers want and need better, and they'll eventually get it. It seems to me that Zillow is attempting to take over the entire real estate transaction process, eliminating the need for outside banks and real estate agents to be involved. Only time will tell how this will play out for the consumer, because if Zillow is able to eliminate the need for outside financing and real estate agents, they could theoretically charge whatever prices and fees that they want. Do you think Zillow will be successful building this housing super app? Do you trust the company after their Zillow Offers failure? What does the future of Zillow look like? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more business and finance videos.